All right, well, that was a great experience overall the last couple of days for our team to be able to come here and experience this Hall of Fame game and then to come out here and play a different team in the Ravens. And I think the biggest thing for us as a staff and organization, and really both sides, is that I think for the most part teams came out pretty clean. You know, having that extra game, you get a lot more reps, and one of the biggest issues that you can run into is health. And so I'm not so sure about their side, but our side was pretty good. And you know, what we just talked about as a team is we just care about the guys' effort. These are guys' reps, valuable reps for these backups, and they're putting it on tape. And we said, you know, leave no regrets. And for the most part, none of it was because of effort. So I thought our defense played really well. They created a lot of takeaways. They had a bunch of sacks, which changes field position, which was really neat to see. And so they'll keep growing there. I thought special teams did a good job with you know, with some of the stuff they had with the field position and the field goal, et cetera, and the communication on the sideline for me being my first time with the coaches. And then offensively, you know, there's going to be some growing pains, and we have some guys right now that are going through this for the first time, and they have a lot of different responsibilities with protections and with route assignments and conversions. And so Baltimore did a good job of throwing a lot of stuff at us and doing different things, which is good for our guys. And we'll learn. They'll be able to see where their mistakes are, and then let's come back next week and not make the same mistakes.
Matt, philosophically, could you talk about the decision to keep so many starters down tonight?
Yeah, it just, in my opinion, doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. We still have a quarter of a season left to play before we play week 1. So it's just it's a risk-reward deal, and it's just too much of a risk for such a little reward.
Big picture, what do you take out of tonight? Because with so many of the key guys now.
Yeah, well, what we take is you get to see where your depth is. You get to see where guys are at, where you need to work on from here, and then these guys, I mean, as you can see, we were a little short. You know, offensive line. You know, we picked up Jack the other day, and for him to come in here and on such a short notice and come in and play center, that's hard. To have all the protection checks that we have and with the quarterback, and so I thought he did well, all things considered. So depth is the biggest thing.
How valuable was this game for you, just to kind of get your feet wet?
Yeah, the game was valuable for me and our staff, because trust me, we've spent a lot of time here in the last couple of days trying to dot the I's and cross the T's in so many areas. Just so many things that you don't really think about going through it for the first time. You know, how are you going to do this? How are you going to handle this time management? What's your process? Now, you talk about it, you know it, but when it actually happens and the bullets are flying, you know, how are you going to react to it? So I was really proud of the staff, you know, the communication on the headsets, the way things went. For me, knowing now that I have full responsibility of all 3 phases, it's a little different. I'm not with the quarterback as much as I used to be, but now I rely more with Rags and Mark on how that thing's going.
How does it speak to where Anthony Miller is right now, that he was among the guys who didn't play today?
Well, yeah, it does say that he's doing some good things, and so he, trust me, he's got to keep growing as well. So it means nothing other than he just didn't play tonight, and he's going to get plenty of opportunities here. He's a talented kid. He still has a ways to go, and he understands that.
There at the end of the first half, when you took the timeout, I think, when you were facing 3rd down. What's that conversation like? Do you have somebody upstairs who's in your ear? Walk us through this process.
Yeah, so there's a couple of us coaches that talk, and we already, you know, I feel like we have a staff right now that's really good with time management, and now does that mean you're never going to make mistakes? Absolutely not. But we talk every single night as a team and as a staff. Every night in training camp, we go over different situations, time management wise, and so that's important. So now we get to test it. We get to see how it works, so we were trying to get the ball back so we could get another opportunity to try to score, especially knowing that they were going to get the ball in the 3rd quarter.
We talked to some of the young guys in the locker room. They talked about the impact of having Brian stop by before the game and talk to them. What was that like for you as a head coach to watch your team listen to a Hall of Fame?
It was a special moment for our organization. The guys didn't really know what was going on. You know, we kind of kept it as a surprise, and so once they got into the locker room, we called them up, and we had them all come out of the door and just kind of show up, and so I think right away you could feel the sense of, wow, here he is, and this is who this guy is, and a lot of them know who he was and how great of a player he was. And then for him to just give a little talk to the guys, and you don't get many of those talks. And so it was a special moment. I know I had chills, listening to him talk, and I know our guys did too.
You wanted them to understand just what it means to wear that Bears uniform, going to the hall and the front. You feel like they got that?
For sure, I think they did. I saw just from noticing where they were when they were at the Hall of Fame, and the videos they were taking, the pictures, the conversations that were going on. They understand the significance. They were all talking about it. And so now, for him to be able to be in there and just kind of give him a little piece of what it means to be a Bear, you can't make that up. And so he gets it, they get it, we get it, and it's just a night we'll never forget.
Matt, do you receive any more clarity after watching a couple calls on the helmet rule, or are you as confused as ever?
Well, so I'll be honest. The one in the end zone is a really, really tough call for those officials. It's a bang call. Where there's now the whole helmet rule where, with the crown and the face mask being up versus the targeting rule, which is what I was told that it was. This wasn't the new rule that for the flag that was called. This was a launching deal. And so now you get into the launching deal and you start getting into where he launched and everything. And so it's hard. It's hard. And so as long as they explain it to us, and which is what they did, that's all we can ask for. And then we just got to do our best to teach our guys what's right from wrong.
Now, do you have an official policy on the Yankees?
Well, I want to start off by giving tons of credit to our players and then to our organization and staff, because we did it together. And so the players decided to kind of talk through this thing. We then, as a group, talked about it, and we decided this is what we're doing. And really two things stand out for us, and it's unity and togetherness for us. And there's a lot more that goes on to it. We understand that, we recognize it, and we'll continue to work towards that. But the guys were really excited to come up with one deal as a team. Understand there's more out there, but we did it together. So that was really neat.
And you had all 90 guys out there, or all your guys?
Yeah, they were. I think so. They were all out there. I couldn't see everybody, but from what we talked about it, I think it happened.
And what are your early impressions of Javon Wims tonight, and as well as what he's shown for the first 3 weeks of camp?
So Javon is he's a kid that has excellent hands, really, really good hands. He's got phenomenal ball skills, and he showed that in college. Now, he's a receiver that's a good route runner. He can become better. He knows that. And then again, when you get out on stage and you start getting some guys that are going to come up and press you, how are you going to play against the press? And I thought he did a good job. He made some big-time catches over the middle in crucial situations, and he's a big target, so it's nice throwing the big guys.
What's the value for him of having that just initial taste of production?
It's good. It's good for every one of these guys. These rookies that come out here, defensively too. These guys that came out here, these rookies that played really well, and it's exciting. There was a really good feel on that sideline, and there were mistakes, and we understand that. The players understand it. They're not trying to make mistakes, but a good vibe, a good feel, and now we get back to being healthy. We get back to beating each other up again in practice, and then we go to the Bengals.
Matt, now that you've gotten this much under your belt, you and the team, how much better do you feel about things right now, just from your perspective as a new head coach?
Well, I certainly feel like we got better. The arrow's up for us. It wasn't one of those deals where we came out and just totally were unprepared, unenergetic, where the guys didn't care. There was a lot of one. The guys did well. So we definitely took the step in the right direction. And now for us, we just hone in on our weaknesses as an organization, as a team, as players, and they'll do that. They'll really do that.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.